If you're not paying attention, you might just pass through this Colorado town without even knowing it.
You could walk the whole thing in probably about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Hygiene, a small community in unincorporated Boulder County in northern Colorado. And when I say small, I mean small.
We're at the intersection, folks, of Hygiene. It is a stop sign between 75th and 17th.
It's a town of population,
I don't even know if it's a track. We're off the grid, man.
Yeah, and she's not kidding. The population is listed as unknown on the Boulder County website, though locals told us the last known count was about 250. Needless to say, it's a much slower speed here. But there was one question on my mind rolling down 75th through Hygiene. How the heck does a town get the name Hygiene? Assuming it isn't because of some per capita shower rate, and since I didn't see the world's largest deodorant factory nearby, I stopped in town to find out. And it turns out the name is rooted in Colorado's history of healing.
In the early 1880s, there were a lot of people moving to Colorado actually because of tuberculosis.
Present-day Hygiene helped put Colorado on the map. Our clean mountain air and abundant sunshine was just what the doctor ordered for tuberculosis treatment.
There were sanitariums actually set up all the way from Colorado Springs up to Hygiene.
In 1881, the town once known as Pella opened a 3-story, 35-room sanitarium to treat the infectious disease.
There was a sanitarium built right down this road, just north of the elementary school that's still standing here, and that was called the Hygienic House.
And a new name was born. Hygienic House was open for 8 years before its founder, Reverend Jacob Flory, moved to California to continue work in the church, and the sanitarium became a hotel. That hotel burned down in 1926. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We came here to find the origin of the town's name, and there's our answer. But what we found was that the healing powers of Hygiene, so to speak, didn't go up in flames in that fire 94 years ago. To this day, a stop in Hygiene is still very much a breath of fresh air.
I don't know, maybe that is part of the legacy, is that people come here to maybe get refreshed, feel rejuvenated.
Captured in this quaint little community is a bit of old Colorado, just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of today's Front Range.
I've seen a lot of growth just in my lifetime along the Front Range. I think a lot of it's really exciting economically, but it's also fun to kind of see how things used to be, and I think Hygiene still captures a lot of that.
Take Sam Clark, for example. He's the fellow right here in the center of this 1977 Longmont Times call photo, and he owns multiple businesses in Hygiene.
There is a very famous general store right behind us now called the Mountain Fountain, but when I grew up here, it was called Clark's.
Now, Sam didn't want to go on camera, which honestly is a major bummer because he was an awesome interview. But his family has lived in Hygiene for decades, and he says he's never thought about leaving. You see, in Hygiene, you're a stone's throw away from the booming population in Longmont, Lyons, and Boulder without the inconveniences of big city living.
Hygiene has this little treasure of business. We've got the Crane Hollow Cafe. It used to be the Hygiene Cafe. We have a little gallery.
It's why even after selling the Clark family business, Sam stayed in Hygiene to run his propane and RV storage business. It's why Hygiene is still a breath of fresh air.
You come here just for a little bit of fresh air and you walk away feeling better. Hey, what's wrong with that?
For Denver 7 in Discover, Colorado, I'm Landon Hoff.